All right, yo guys, I'm gonna break down some key points from this Ultra LA Thieves thing before we get into like the main juice, which is that play at the end, which I have a lot to say about. I want to go through some key points during this game, which Ultra could have also won. Most importantly, like the P4s, and then also like some good plays. But first, I want to answer a question that someone was asking me because they wanted me to break this down because they're wondering how JoeDeceives got 49 this game. And the answer is simple. If you watch his arrow this whole entire game, you could maybe probably cancel out the first minute, but even in like the first minute, like he's on the hill, bro, he's always around the objective. On this map's pretty simple. I've already broken it down like the Cloud9 Ultra thing that's on my channel if you want to go watch that. But bro, have a guy on the hill, have people watch over him. That is like the main way. That's almost like the main way to play this map. And he's just always around the hill. He's either on it or he's around it, getting kills. You know, at the pro level, playing around the objective is going to get you a lot of kills. It's not like whenever you play like fucking ranked. You know, whenever you play ranked, you're playing OBJ. Everyone's around the map. Everyone's fucking trying to have like a fucking 3.0 KD. It's not even fucking real COD. But at the pro level, everyone's trying to win the game, so people are going to go for the hill. He was literally around the hill like all the time. He never took any routes. He took one route when they were trapped in like the back of P3, but that was like it. But like every other time, always around the objective. Always around. Always around. And when you're always around the objective, there's always going to be kills on this map. That's why he had 49 compared to everyone else, because, you know, like the airs are going to be slower because, you know, they're hard aiming more, and the SMGs like Hydra and stuff are taking a lot more routes. Kleenex was pulling out another AR he was getting pissed on. But Joe was around the hill all the time. And you have to think, like, 40 kills doesn't seem like a lot, but like it actually is, because we rarely ever see people get to 40 kills. And you have to think about it this way. So let's say a map has 4 hills and you play through 2 rotations. Most of the time at the pro level, like they're going to like a 3rd rotation. But let's say there's 2 rotations of 4 hills. That's 8 hills. He finishes with 49. That means he's getting above 5 kills per hill. And that may seem like absolutely nothing. Oh, 5 kills per hill, but like I just want to like go through this real quick. So this one's like a small thing, but I kind of feel like he should have gotten bumped, but like the person that bumped him like died, but like there was like 18 seconds left on this right here. So like there's a bunch of shit going down, da 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 da. I feel like right here he should have ran off the hill and like played for spawners and try to flip the spawns. It didn't really matter because he got the hill anyway, but if he like ran out of here and like met these people spawning inside, if you met them on the outside and got a kill, even if he pushes up here, it probably stops him from spawning there, and they spawn inside, and he basically has a 1v1 against like number 3. So that's probably something he could have did. That probably could have got him ahead, like right here. So like after he gets like this kill and then like that guy dies, he should just be like, I'm playing, because it's early in the game anyway. It's like you're already up like a 9-2. Just go play for spawns. If he goes right now, he basically only fights number 3, because the second he takes this space, then they're all gonna spawn on the inside. But since he's not there, then they all spawn on this street and they pretty much dominate the street. But yeah, but it doesn't really matter because all just gonna start like spawning in the back because like they're not covering it.
Yeah, I'm interested really to see how these SMGs do kind of go down, because we are expecting it to lean one way for the.
But yeah, like they probably could have like, or he probably could have. But yeah, just want to elaborate on this first point, because when I was recording, when I was like half asleep, I was like, am I kind of faded for that? I'm like, no, I'm actually not, because like I actually had that in my notes from like Sunday. So yeah, you're even gonna see all this. You're gonna even see how this hill plays out too. I'm not like saying, oh, he's like a bad player, like oh my god, like he should have made this play. These are like room for improvements that like they could go back and watch. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna go back and watch like my video specifically, but like these are things they go back and watch. Like this is where it also comes into play. Guys, kills don't mean everything. He was doing it all, and those kills did matter, but like he had 2 plays here. There was some in the middle, but I mean it's small things everybody makes. But here and at the end, this one not really as game costing as the end one. But if he made a play at the end, like he actually would have won his team the game, but he lost it. But you're gonna see at the end. But yeah. So with this one right here, you're gonna see how this plays out. So after they get this kill, he should be pushing. I already elaborated on this. If he pushes this way, then they all don't spawn on the street and they don't dominate the street. Because, like I said in other red card videos, like on P1, you gotta dominate the street. The street's super important.
Right now, and Ghosty cut down once again inside, starting things off.
So he's like soaking the hill, and then he dies. And because he dies, there's no presence. And now like they're all gonna like spawn like where number 3 is. And they're all in the street, and now like 5 off spawn, thinking he's going to do something. Like he's able to get a kill, gets instantly traded out. Ultra nowhere near this hill. LA Thieves trading them out on the street, and now they start spawning BS and D. You could say this like actually favors Ultra because like now they're getting split, so now LA Thieves has to watch multiple different directions, but it doesn't go in their it does not go in their favor at all because they're able to read it. Like as you could see, like 4's on the hill. After a while, they're like, "Hey, nothing's really happening in the front. Like they're doing everything in the front. They're trading the front, so they can only come from behind us." So you see everyone start to adjust now. Like Envoy gets a great timing. He actually like adjusted the perfect time, and they keep him off the hill. This is all you have to do on red card is literally just sit on the hill, have them push you, have a guy watch over you. And if you watch this whole game, you could see like Joe was like around the hill, always around the hill, just picking up kills all the time. Because pro players aren't ranked players. They're actually playing for the win, you know, in a fucking competitive league. Like in ranked, you could be soaking the hill, probably not have an interaction for like freaking 2 minutes. But if you're on the hill in this game, you're going to have interactions because they want you off the hill. But as you can see, they got 43 points or fucking 42. I think it was fucking actually, yeah, like they got the 47. So they got 43 points. Ultra got 7, you know? Tells you all you need to know. Just one small rotation thing. Like these are things that you have to go back and like watch. These are things you probably won't see live if you're like paying attention to like a lot of different things. But yeah, that small thing lost some rotations because like realistically, like you're gonna hear me talk about it later. But when you hear me talk about it later, I'm just gonna like add on to it. I'm not gonna completely spoil it, but you want to initially hold like the P2 spawn just to get control of the hill, and then you stop blocking the back after you get like a couple kills or 3 kills. Then you push up, and then you have them spawn in the back, and then you start holding this side and have them pinned in the back, going in a P3, and you stay out here, and they have to sprint across, and you kill them, and then you start fucking getting them back there. That's how like the P2 to P3 to P4 works. It's like first at P2, I can actually just like talk about the whole rotation. So on P1, like obviously there's a guy that goes for the hill, a guy rather watch over him, and some people fucking go fucking take it, whatever. But there's always at least 2 guys street. They fucking battle for street. P2 spawns, hold them initially, but like this is where like there's actually parallels. You could spawn here and they spawn in there, but that's perfectly fine. You initially get the P2 spawns. After you get like a couple of kills, you start pushing up, you start spawning them in the back, trapping them in the back, and then once P3's popped, you have guys staying around here. You may have one guy sprinting to the hill because you know you have this whole area cleared. They have to fucking fight from out the back. And then yeah, as they're trying to make it over there, you kill them. You start spawning in the back. Then once you have everyone in the back, you have like a guy or 2 on the outside, but you're basically fighting the hill from this side, trapping them in the back, and then you get a P4 rotation. And then for P5, preferably you want like this side spawn. But I mean, I have seen lots of teams hold from this side spawn and just trap them this way. But preferably you fight for this side, have them in like the demon spawn on this side, And I mean, if you have them all, if you got a perfect 3-4 down on P5 and you have this side and you have them all spawning there, like it's almost impossible to get out. Like they have to go deep. You have a guy up top who has the whole escalator. It's like there's really nowhere for them to go unless they just super gun you. But that's the ideal for P5. But a lot of times P5 ends up being super mixy anyway. But it isn't impossible to hold it from this side. You just have to get a couple kills and like know where they're all spawning, because if you have like off timings, there's a lot of trades going down. They could pop up in office at any time. Some can pop up in ticket at every time. But if you get like a clean like 3 down at least, and you know they're all gonna start spawning in the back, it's a lot easier. But it's a lot easier to control. You could just have like a lot of ARs on the heady, the bleacher, like the stairs, you know. You could even have a guy in ticket actually, which would actually be way better. But yeah, I'm gonna play a clip from a previous game that Ultra played on red card where Joe made this route, but instead of going all the way around, he took this route to go all the way around, but then he cut inside and went to the same spot as his teammate. And I was like, what the hell is he doing? We got 3 down again. Oh no, and they got the preferred spawns too, but number 2's already taken a route. This is a good play from fucking Joe doing it early. It's a good play. But he has to get a kill, otherwise he's actually being... Why did he fucking take a route to go on the stairs? That makes no sense. Yeah, he... What is Joe doing, man? No way we don't know how to play fucking red card, man. No way. No way. What did I just watch, bro? You took that route all the way around just to hit the stairs? I thought that was a route to hit P1. Come on, man. No, it's unacceptable. That's unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. I'm not sure if you watched my video or if like a coach told him. Pretty sure like a coach probably told him. But or if you just watch back the VOD and they just like told him that's not the right play to make. But he ends up taking a route around, because the one thing you don't want to do on this hill is be pinned in the back. The ideal situation is to play for the outside. I talk about this all the time. You need to play for the outside, keep the spawns for the outside. Like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, the team that's holding the outside wins the P4 rotation, gets the majority of the time. So yeah, something to keep in mind. You always want to play for the back, which is why when P2s popped, and like even after P3 pops, like you'll watch Atlanta phase. Like I'm gonna go, or I mean, I have a red card hard point YouTube video uploading tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I'm actually like fucking faded, like actually recording this. But I have a YouTube video of Atlanta Phase's red card against Miami and how they actually honed their craft on that map and perfected it. So we're gonna go through that tomorrow. But they have all 3 guys like off of P2 going into P3. They have 3 guys playing outside. Abizi goes by himself, or like whoever's there. Most of the time it's Abizi. Abizi goes and plays like the hill, but everyone else is staying outside because they want to get all these kills and have them all spawning in the back. Because the first people to die off of P2 and P3 is going are gonna start spawning in the back. So that's how Atlanta FaZe plays it. They like keep like people just around the outside, like right at the end of P2, and they play for kills. Most teams know that you have to hold the outside, but I swear some teams are just like completely oblivious and not putting that much effort into holding the outside. So you're gonna see the route that JoeDeceives freaking takes. I'm like, wow, he actually learned. This time he doesn't cut in. He looks by and he keeps going through ticket. Lovely. And he actually ends up getting number 4 because number 4 didn't expect that. And he won the outside spawns for his team now. So like right there were splits, because exactly like I said before, Joe is like always playing around like the OBJ. Like he's not trying to anchor. Like he's like, that's not my job, bro. He probably could have anchored there, but like he chose like to help on the hill. But he's always playing around the objective. He's the only one who's like 98% just always run the objective. Doesn't really take that many routes. Like, you know, there's routes like that you have to take when you're pinned in the back. But most of the time, like 98% of the time, he's around the objective. That's why he has so many high engagements. He's playing for the win. He's not playing for kills. He plays around the objective. He plays for the win. But They got Envoy. Envoy didn't really do a good job of trying to keep those spawns, and I was actually kind of confused about that. Like he got blessed with this spawn. He should have actually waited for the people off spawn to maybe like get some pressure going, or just like played this gunfight a bit more cautiously. But he ends up getting traded, and now since LAT is in like the back, then Ultra's gonna get those spawns back. So can get the spawns back, and you already see number 5, number 7. We don't need this 17 seconds, which is going to lead us to like the very end. But I'm just going to do this. But you could easily see like they're just going back now. They're like, okay, like now we're just gonna hold this now. This guy's actually pushing up, going for kills, but like since P3's popped, and he's like all the way back here, like his base is secure in the spawns. Like if P3 is ever active and you have a guy already pushed at P4, bro, like there's actually times where like his fucking team just spawns on him, especially when the other team already spawned in the back. Yeah, because a lot of times when P4s pop, like you also see like an isolated guy around there. Like I see Mac there a lot, like just playing the outside. But this is a money hill, so Ultra rotated first. You're gonna see how many points like they got. So like how many points are they at right now? So right now they're at 44. So now we're just gonna like. Actually, I'm not even gonna like. I'm not even gonna fuck fast forward this hold. Fuck down number 5. Spawn helps them. And now like this is the side you don't want to be on P4s. Like that's why there's usually like an isolated guy over here playing for kills, because now you're on like the complete fucking lower ground now. Like now they have all this height on here, and like you're basically effed on crosses. Even if you come from mid, like you're kind of messed up. Really like the bush that gets like a no aim assist. But yeah, but that's a blender. I've seen Optic do it in scrims one time where they have a team all spawning like goalie, and they're just like frying them. Just frying them. Before we get to some more key points, I just want to highlight a good play out of Insight. So it's not this one, it's actually his next one. So Hydra gets the kill in ticket. So if you ever play this map, guys, going into a P5, playing anyone good, any Crim, any Eerie, I think most people know by now, this is like the favorable side, because like if you have them spawning in like the hell spawn, which is like down there deep in the gutter, they either got to come this way or they got to take a route going all the way up Eskies, and it's just like a very hard thing like to get out of if they have a full force set up and all 4 of you guys are all spawning out. So most people play for this spawn. It's not impossible to hold if you have like these spawns are all spawning here, but like obviously like, you need people alive for that. Like you cannot, like it's basically almost like impossible to like do a 4v4 retake when all 4 of you guys are off spawn fucking down here. It's almost like impossible. Like it has to be like in the middle of a mix, you know. It has to be when they don't have a full setup, you know. If they're like a man down or 2 men down, you know, it has to be something like that. But most people always play for this, and like Joe obviously plays the game. He checks that. I love that. So now you got Hydra. So they got fucking Hydra going after him, and I love this play by Insight right here. Like, so Hydra gets Joe, Insight goes all the way in the corner, and he just fucking waits for him. He doesn't even care. Doesn't even care that LA Thieves is like soaking time right now. He knows if he dies here and Hydra gets the spawns, all of us are fucking getting F down there. Like, take a look at this spawn number 6 god. Like, that's the spawn you never want to get on P5 ever. Like you might as well just chalk the hill at that point. If your whole team gets to spawn, you might as well just chalk it. But yeah, he plays his life. He knows Hydra's probably gonna come through here again. He just sits there patiently and he waits. And because of this, his team's able to break. Like now, Hydra goes through. He gets that guy, and now they're just like sandwiched. They have to look ticket. They gotta look this way. They gotta look this way. And there's also like another like office thing here too that they got to look at. So now all these people are like looking everywhere. This guy's outer, this guy's inner, but 8 has like a free roam onto the hill because this guy can only watch so many things. And then 4 off spawn has to watch this, but they're already picking it up. And like he has nobody to really help him, like because like they were all occupied and 3 turns right there. He dies from beans, and now 1's all by himself. He gets pinched. Does not matter if inside dies. And the reason why now 7 gets this spawn is because Hydra fucking reflanked that side, which is fucking hilarious. Or he got that spawn. I forgot about that. Okay, my bad. I forgot. So obviously like, the reason why he gets that spawn is because like 5's still blocking because he was standing there hard aiming that because he was trying to watch over Joe, obviously, because as Joe was hard shelling that, he knew someone was probably going to peek this side, so he was waiting for that. So because he was blocking off that spawn, 2 spawn deep, if 8 was like pushed back, then like 2 probably would have gone like a Narnia spawn because they would have both sides blocked. Like I think if like inside was back there, like right here, but like obviously he's pushing up, he's trying to break the hill, so I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but like the fact that he pushes up gave Hydra that spawn because he was fucking blocking that. But now look, if they basically have every side covered, look how deep that spawn is. And like because like that's blocked and that's blocked, then Ultra has to just spawn in the middle because like the game's like never gonna spawn you like out here on a P5. In the old CODs, like you would definitely get a spawn like that where you're like, man, I just spawned like out in the middle of nowhere. But well, off of this P5, I just want to highlight the great formation that LA Thieves happen, or the great formation. So off of this P5, I want to highlight the great formation that LA Thieves had and how it worked for them. Great teamwork, but what they could have done to actually maneuver their game in their favor and actually secure a lot of P1 time. So you're gonna see all them off spawn for like the P5. So you got the guys again like the deep spawn. These guys are the first guys off spawn, and when you're the first guys off spawn, you take like the longer route. So they're going all the way outside, and these guys are going inside. And look, they're playing for like outside because they know how important outside is for like a P1. If there's always a guy on the outside and you're on the hill, you're tweaking. If you have no control of the outside, like you're basically being a guy on P1 because you're probably just gonna die from a guy outside. Outside control is very important, and it's also important for flipping the spawns as well, even like spawning them inside. But I'm gonna show you what LA Thieves could have done better after, but they played this very well. Like I like this spread going into P1, because I mean like you basically get a lot of info. Like he's watching the whole cross. Like they are playing for pinchers off of P5. Like that is. Like, there's always a guy. There's always a guy no matter what team. Doesn't matter. There's always going to be a guy on like a pinch on a P1 all the time. And look, they're playing safe for it too. Because like he knows that like 3 basically has angles on the hill. Like he could actually see right through the door. So you can see right through the door. 4 has 3's back. So they're not focused on the initial time. They're just trying to like use the white time to almost like bait them into the hill, like like they're kind of playing picks, honestly, like Slasher does it like an S&D. But I thought it was a very good setup. Look, they play for number 7, they get number 7, they're like, okay, that's the one pusher, or I mean that's the one pincher. Now look at number 1 and number 2 now flying up now, like to go up the team. They go into ticket together. 2 gets that guy as well. He gets the guy on the outside. And then next thing you know, it's like Beans all by himself and a guy off a spawn, but like they shred insight so fast he didn't have a chance to even like fucking think. And then this guy by himself. So now, since they're not blocking the back, two guys spawn there, but you're gonna see the other two guys spawn on this side. So I think in this situation, especially since you're playing for P2 spawns, if you want to manipulate the spawns in your favor, they gotta push up like just for like 3 seconds, just so you know now you're blocking off the spawn and all of them are now gonna spawn on this side, and now you have them trapped, and now everyone could switch. This whole assembly line can now switch their attention to this side, as opposed to they got everyone down. Like they slayed everyone. They got 4 down. Another guy came and they got 5 down, you know? If Hydra pushes through Ticket, he pushes up there and now manipulates like the spawns, and now everyone's gonna spawn on that side, and now you know where they are. So now another wave of kills. Now Ultra has to try to fight back again when now everyone like these is all staring at this side. They had a potential to flip the spawns, but instead, number 4 not moving. A 2 ran backwards. To watch that, I don't know why. But now a number 7 and number 5 spawn on that side, and there's still a number 8 on that side. So now they got split spawns. So now the fact they got split spawns, now all of LATs is tweaking like, oh shit, now we don't know what timing we're gonna get. And now their whole assembly line's over. Scrap's confused on the hill. He's like, I don't know what the fuck to watch now. There's a million things to watch now. And now everyone's just like spread so thin. Now Ghosty going for spawners. He dies from the back. And now like they don't have time on the hill like they could have had if they just like moved a bit forward after that 4 down and actually completely flipped the spawns. Because like just the fact that like 2 guys spawned over there, if you just push up a little bit more, the game's gonna just spawn the other 2 there. But yeah, it's like another thing. Because I'm thinking how close this game at it. I'm like, these were like 20-30 seconds that, you know. And granted, like that play I made is like hindsight of me seeing the map, but at the same time it's not, because I know people like Ghosty, and I mean everyone on the team could see, yo, we got a clear 4 down. We got a clear 4 down. Like, let's push up and flip, you know? I think by now at the pro level, like most teams know, or like some people have like sort of not mastered, but like gotten better at like seeing kills on the kill feed and knowing, okay, in like 2.5 seconds and like 3 seconds, depending if you watch the kill cam or not, that guy's going to spawn up, depending on where I am, you know? So it's like a turning point in the game in terms of extending Ultra's lead. So right now we're on P3, and once again I talked about the importance of holding this back, and I was questioning why Beans was pushing up, but I mean, like, they just all spawn in the back, so he actually technically can push up, because by default, his team is going to spawn here, but it's more what Insight does off spawn here. Granted, I know there's like 30 seconds, and he's trying to be in the mix, you know, he's not trying to be a useless teammate. He knows Beans is now by himself, because they got, like, double trades, so he's trying to get in the mix, but I think he needs to do like the responsible thing and to think of the big picture. Even if they get 25, like, you know, it doesn't really matter 148, but they're not going to get 125. You have a guy in the hill right now, and you got 2 guys off spawn that are literally going to help him. So I think Insight here needs to do like the responsible thing, is like an AR and just like hold an iron on the Eskies. Like, he needs to watch for like the pinch guy, you know, like the guy that's going to take the route. I think this is like the time to do it, because you're going to see what happens after he dies and how it messes up like all like the timings, and they lose half a P4, and they probably could have had another perfect rotation of P4. The last time they're on P4, they got like 50 points. And now see how much they get this time, because he's going in the mix. I understand why he's going in, because, you know, he's all by himself. They got trades. He's trying to be there, but he's like no further than where Kleenex and Joe are. He should just be holding an iron on this. So now he dies, and I'm thinking this spawns flip, but he spawns even deeper. Like, I don't think they're really blocking the back, but I guess you can't get parallels unless they're like all the way back here. But I mean, he gets blessed another spawn. He basically gets blessed another spawn, and now Ultra dies, and now he's just like alone here. Now he's just alone. He got that kill. He probably should have backed up, to be honest, but he did not back up, and he gets caught right here. Like I'm thinking, so like here's what I'm thinking. Here's my insight on insight. So if he gets his kill on Hydra, he stops these people from pushing this side, and his team still spawns in this side. Like that's what I'm thinking. Because if he gets the kill on Hydra, I think 3 is also up top with him. At least he gets 1. Um, but just think, if Hydra's not here now, if Hydra's not here, even if Insight gets traded, if Hydra's not there, and that guy dies, Insight is now getting that spawn. And you don't have Hydra on a pinch. You don't have a Hydra on a pinch because Hydra actually ends up getting 1. So like that guy does not die if Insight it gets that kill and they actually still spawn outer. And like they have like a P4 rotation, but like instead, because of that, Insight's all by himself here. He gets a good kill. I'm thinking after that kill, he should just ran, to be honest, but he did it like a second too late. Was not able to get back into position, and LATs actually get half of this, but then like Ultra actually gets fucked part of it. But like at this point in time, if it's like 154 to like 1 to 32, you got to think of Ultra had like a full setup on this, even to get like 30, and it's like 180 to 130. It's kind of like over, you know, like the game's probably over from there. Especially going to like another mixy P5 and a P1. But now they made the play and they actually break this because this MF for being so like they even talked about it in like the listen. I'm not really gonna play like the listen in, but because P3 was still popped, take a look where that motherfucker spawns, you know, and like they're obviously blocking that because if P3's popped and you're on the hill, then like your team spawns there, so that team's gonna spawn in the back. Now that P4 is actually popped at this time, that's when number 7 spawns there now. So if you're ever playing ranked or whatever, you're trying to learn spawns, just know that like things are dictated on when and when not. Like the hill is popped going into like a new hill if that's popped or fucking like whatever. Since P3 was popped, he still spawned back there. Second P4 got popped, he spawns closer because Activision always wants to spawn you close to the hill. You know, if there's nobody blocking, if there's people blocking, it has no choice but to spawn you out. But most of the time, if there's no one blocking, it always just spawns you on the hill. So they basically got like a pinch. But like I don't expect LATs to read that like in like the game. Like they're probably like so focused on everything that's happening. You're not gonna read, okay, like 2 seconds ago Beans died, but like now he's gonna be spawning up when like the hill just pops, when like the hill's still active. So like they're not gonna be able to read shit like that. Like you got to have a person that's like solely dedicated on just that. But he spawns on a free pinch, which like blessed them in breaking this because he gets number 4, and then he also gets number 2, and that just allowed his team just to walk up because now number 1 is like staring behind, and now they end up breaking. So that all came down to that blessed split spawn that Beans got. That all the like these thought like, yeah, there's no way like he actually got it or not. But then they end up fucking breaking right back again, which is actually hilarious. There's like part of me that was maybe being too harsh. Like Insight gets his kill on this. I'm pretty sure you can probably anticipate there's going to be a guy around the corner. Why not throw a shoulder or something? I'm not sure if that's like too harsh, but like why not throw a shoulder? Like instead he just like sprints out. Even if he throws a shoulder, it at least creates like a decoy. Like instead Hydra's able to get that, walk on. He catches Beans slipping because Beans was actually watching like the cross like the whole time. And now since both them died, he's like, fuck, now I gotta go on the hill now. But yeah, that's like another example. Now we're probably gonna get into like the meat and potatoes of the episode probably. So I said I'm gonna add this in. I'm just gonna like watch the rest of the game leading up to like the part at the end. So I'll make sure I timestamp that for you guys. But I just want to go through some just small things that aren't really super crazy, but you know, I love to talk about red card. I'm trying to put everyone on this map. I want this shit to not get fucking vetoed anymore and ranked. I want this shit to be played. And I just want to like show you guys the importance of like playing this like ticket area on P5, especially when you have the less favorable side, playing ticket keeps you from getting spawn trap. You're gonna see the big play that Envoy makes here. Just from playing his life in ticket, just playing alive. The team can't even hold the hill. Like you can't even hold the hill like without getting that guy out of there. So he just does a good job playing his life. He checks to see if he's getting pushed, sees it isn't getting pushed, goes back, gets that kill, peeks out, hops on the hill because now he knows he has his fucking team around, and it's perfect. And then Joe ends up making a play of his own, or repinching ticket, and then he just instant hits like the flank because like no one from LAT is actually gonna read that right away, hitting that. Gets all four, just pieces them and like saves the time for Ultra. So I thought that was good too. Look at this guy just fucking going for spawn kills and shit. So like, here's where what Joe, it wasn't really that crazy of a thing, but like he's going for spawn kills, and this is like another example of how like the tac map could have helped, because we're gonna take a look at Beans off spawn here. So we're gonna take a look at number 5 off spawn. Or actually, I don't even think it is off spawn. He's actually alive the whole time. Okay, never mind. But like he's like blocking there just to make sure that they keep them on that side. But now number 6 is pushed up way too far, so now the next guy off spawn spawns behind, and like Beans has no idea because like Joe's just going super rogue. So you could say that's like a little bit of an overheat, especially when like you're trying to like what's the word? You're trying to have organized chaos right now. Like yeah, like you're trying to get kills, spawn trap them, keep pressure off the hill, but you have to be able to track where they are. And when you have a player flying around the map and the other players aren't reading, like Beans probably could have read, okay, this guy's pushed up. He kind of looks back like a time, but like he's not like timing the kill feed exactly. So and then he goes on the hill. He was about to like die from the back, but I mean like Scrap actually got him first, and then Envoy gets that guy. And now like they're on the hill, and this one could be a critique for Hydra right here. He didn't really have to overchal on P5. He probably could have just like stayed exactly where he was in office and just actually waited, because they had basically everything covered. I think number 4 is even going to go help on the outside. You had number 1 there, 3 watching all of this. All 2 has to do is just stay alive. Just stay alive, have them walk into you. Guaranteed 1 kill at least, because like he dies. And now, like, Scrap, who's in, like, a pretty weird corner on the hill right there. But now it just opens up everything now. As opposed to if, like, that guy dies, probably comes back, trades that guy. But LAT's actually ends up getting, this freaking time still. And here's like so this is almost like the very first thing that we highlighted. Granted, it didn't really go anywhere because he didn't like fully commit. He like committed, but like at the same time, like not really. So Hydra gets his kill. He pushes fucking forward now. So he pushes forward, and then he gets another kill. Now take a look at where he spawns. So think about if like at 14 seconds on the first P1, if Joe does this when they get like the 3-4 down, if he pushes up, has the whole team spawning there, now he has control of this side. So now when he's pushed up, his team can now move up. Like this is an example of like how they probably could have gotten more time on P2 and prevented LA Thieves from getting 43 seconds on that first P2 of the game. Like if LA Thieves doesn't get like that 42, even they get like 20, and maybe the other 20 goes to Ultra, like, you know, it swings in their favor. You know, there's always a bunch of like small things. Also a bunch of small things to go through on the map, but now we're gonna play like the clip where I fall asleep, and then we're gonna go into the last clip. Before we get into the meat potatoes, one more thing, because I just want to talk about how Ultra was able to bring it back before that P4. Before that P4 mistake. So right now we're on P1. LAT is in war right now. Now you're gonna see some crazy spawns in a sec. Oh no, never mind. This actually, wait, would already miss it?
We're finding a little bit more positioning in the middle of the map here. Right now, this is free time for Thieves.
Well, Joe's once again slipped the net.
Scary moment though. Again, folks, with the time and the hard point's good enough. It's 1 minute and 8 seconds on the game clock. We are seeing more and more.
All right. All right, so we're gonna talk about the route from Joe off spawn here. So like real quick before we get into like the final thing, the meat and potatoes, gonna go into this play, which is like great out of Joe to flip the spawns to get them all spawning in the back so they could trap them in the back. Because yeah, you can anchor P2 spawns. Like this hill's pretty versatile. Like you could either like anchor the back, but no one's ever actually like in the back, but just have the back spawns, or you could be outside. The reason why a lot of teams prefer having the outside is because if you have the back, they could still spawn parallel to you in here. So it's like you're not really like anchoring when they could spawn parallel, as opposed to when you're holding the outside and they all spawn back here, you at least know where they're all coming from. You could keep all this accounted for, as opposed to if you have the back but you're watching the front, but they can also spawn like beside you. Does not seem pretty logical, but a lot of teams just like play for like P2 rotations at the beginning, and then once they get control, they get kills, they stop blocking the back, and then people start spawning in the back. But most of the time it's like an initial thing. But most of the time it would be more ideal to like hold this outside area, because you're gonna have to hold it going into P3 and hold it all at P3, then going into P4. That would be like the ideal scenario. But we're gonna take a look at this route from Joe off spawn with 18 seconds left. So number 6 off spawn spawns in BS and D. He takes a route around P5. He takes a route out of P5, gets the guy off a hill, plays his life here, and so while this is happening, 3 and 1 are both both 3 and 1. I can't even speak. Both 3 and 1 are going for new. Dude, that's why I don't record when I'm tired. 3 and 1 are both going for new. He gets this guy, but now he's pushed up and he's flipping spawns. Look, he's going deep. He wants them all spawning on this side, and now Ultra knows exactly where to look now. Now everyone knows exactly where to look. Like, now they have them all spawning on this side. And take a look at all the time they get from this. So they started this hill at like 188 or like some shit like that. 186. Take a look at the time they get from this. We're just going to play this whole P2 through, because I know where they're all spawning. 5 gets that kill. They just completely wipe them. And all this just comes from like Joe flipping spawns to now knowing where they all have to look now. So you got 2 going for plays. You got Joe, who picked up mid, obviously. You have 8, who's helping number 7 fucking watch the back. And then he like turns on that guy up top, but that doesn't even matter because that guy was even trying to do shit. Look, like now just take a look at like the small setup, even though the guy just moved. They have like the hop up to the hill covered. They have like the glass covered. Basically have the back covered because the guy needs to sprint. And this guy has info on the back. If he sees him, he's probably gonna like hide behind a cart or behind the wall. You got 6 watching over like this like top mid area, but he can still see behind him. And then you have number 5, who's going to watch everyone's back.
And that's 45 seconds up for offer. To run Ultra, locking this one down. Thieves not where they want to be.
Barely the never, man. Look at that game time as well. Look at the clock. We're running it up. Kleenex staying alive. Here we go. Hardpoint still good. Joe putting in the work with both weapons. Damage dealt though, and it's going to be the trade battle ending. And oh no, it's even Stevens. Last man left alive on the point scrap. Trying to find some time. Reinforcements and a pinch here from Ultra. Trying not to let this get too wild and too crazy. A very close game still. They're looking towards P3. Ton and Ultra are there as well.
Yeah, they're going to be there. We said at the top of the hard point, rotations is where this is going to be won.
All right, so now we made it to the final part. So we're going to break down this final part, not necessarily like this beginning part, but I thought I'd like warm up to like the big moment of like the warm to the big moment of the game. So like on rotation, Ultra's like the first one rotation. I love how when Beans dies here, the guy on the hill, Kleenex, gets proactive. He goes up. He knows that they're all gonna be pushing through mid. Goes up like to get like the spawn kills, and then on like the crossfire inside also helps as well. So I love that out of Ultra. And he goes back to the hill. They're getting pinched from the stairwells and everything. They're tweaking. Ultra breaks them. And even on like the re-break, Ghosty comes. He's able to get one. He gets traded. And then they actually come again. Ultra wipes them again. And then you think it's all over from here because they got 3 down. They're at 231 to 217. How is LAT Thieves going to break this hill? Like, you would think the game's over from here. 231 to 217. Like, you just got a 4 dead and you're all off spawn. How are you going to break this? Get the time and then also be able to get P4? Well, you're going to see they weren't able to successfully, like, break this and hold the P4, but, you know, thankfully Ultra's there to troll and give it to them. So it all came down to 2 people. Came down to Envoy, came down to Ghosty. The routes that they took won LA Thieves this map right here. So, number 4 takes the initiative to go up top because he knows that Joe's playing this stairwell, but there's another layer of stairs. These stairs are crazy. There's like the bottom floor, and then there's the bottom that goes to the hill, and then you go up to the part where Joe's at, and then if you take another left, there's a part that goes up top to like the very top, and that's the part where even like the elevator hits. Freaking go, like he didn't see him too. Like he could have seen him here too. He like just missed them. Like he could have seen him. If you seen, bro, if Joe sees him cross, like it's over. All comes down to freaking Ghosty, and then Ghosty not only makes that route, but Envoy goes all the way around. He doesn't just bang it from the front mindlessly. This is like a pro level player because I know no Eerie, no Crim, nobody in ranked when they're down 235 to 217 and they're off spawn on the front side is taking a route around the back to break. I know motherfuckers are just hitting it from the front, hitting it from the stairs. Pause. Pause. Okay. But he takes a route to go around the back as Ghosty's going up top. That is like the double whammy route. Joe does not read this at all. He gets hit on the stairs. Envoy goes around the back, gets Kleenex, because Kleenex not expecting him to, because off spawn, they know all of LATs is on the front side. He does not expect someone to go all the way from front side all the way back around the back. And then he pops right up the stairs. Bean's not expecting that. Boom, gets team shotted. Scrap dies, but Hydra's right there. And now they basically gave Ultra the front side. They sacrificed the front side just to break the hill, which, I mean, you have to do. Like, you're down. You have no choice. But immediately Hydra tries to be proactive because, like, hey, now that we cleared them, I have to make sure that we at least have, like, this P4 side because we're going to need it. We're going to need it or we're not going to win the game. So Joe gets this kill. And I want to talk about Joe and I want to talk about Insight. Who should I go for first? Because I have a bone to pick with Insight. Just a small little bone. So at this point, I really want to know what the comms were for Ultra. Because I know they decided we're chalking up this 15 and we're going to play for P4. Like, they're only going to get to 239. But it won't matter because we're going to have P4. They have to cross to us in 10 seconds or they lose. But I don't think it was a unanimous like call, and this is where I feel personalities like Insight on the team need to like actually step up. I know I know Call of Duty doesn't really have like IGLs like other esports have, where like what the IGL says goes. People can contest it, but if he's like screaming something, you live and die by what the IGL calls. Like a lot of esports have that. And Call of Duty doesn't really have that, but I feel on this team, Insight with the experience he has is basically like people look at Insight and a team with Joe, Beans, and Kleenex as like the main voice, like the commander of the team. I'm not gonna bother saying like the glue, like because like that's just like yeah. But on a team with Joe and everyone, I know maybe he didn't want like the blood on his hands if it did go wrong, but bro, if you're going to commit to this P4 thing, you need to like tell your team, hey, okay, guys, like Beans is over there, fucking whatever. Tell Beans to like take a route, but you need to like tell all your team, we're chalking this 15. We're sitting back, like 7 and 8, sitting back. Joe, stay by the top steps. We're not even gonna give them anything. Like we're playing for this. We're playing for the kills. We're playing for P4. That's what they should have done. Like it should have been a full commit, but it felt like half the team committed, half the team did not. So Joe gets that first kill on Hydra. So Joe gets the first kill on Hydra. He just gotta like stay up there because he's thinking with 17 seconds left. I know what he's thinking. 17 seconds, I could probably contest this. I could probably catch a timing because he knows that LA Thieves has to prioritize P4 as well, so they can't just like turtle P3 because they can't all turtle P3 and then all walk out because then they're just gonna be fucked. They have to be proactive. So he knows not everyone's gonna be on the hill. So what he's thinking right here is I could probably catch a timing on maybe like the one guy that's on the hill, break this, and they're going to be spawning in the back after I break this, and I'll be able to get us to like 245 or something at least. Know exactly what he's thinking. But you're going to see number 6, opinion number 6. He goes, but then he's kind of like, maybe I should actually just like play for like, like maybe I shouldn't go in there. Maybe I shouldn't go in there. And look, now this moment of hesitation because it looks like he's going towards the hill. And then he like stops. He looks through the glass because he's thinking, people are going to be taking like these routes. But bro, you could have watched that from all the way up here. You could have still been up top, securing the top. Did not need to go all the way down there just to look through the glass to find them on the cross. Should have got the kill on Hydra, stayed up top. Let Beans do what he got to do. If Beans dies again, I'm even thinking they should have full committed this. Like, let LA Thieves know your cards. Because what else could LA Thieves do even if they know your cards? They have to run out. If you're, like, fully set up on P4, you have a guy up top, what could LA Thieves do besides try to, like, shoot back? Even if, like, there's a guy underneath and a guy up top and then Joe right there. Like, even if they pick the guy up top, there's still the guy on the hill. They have to get through Joe. And meanwhile, Beans probably should have taken a route around, like, to get up, even go up the escalator, like, to get back towards his teammate. They could have had a 4-man. They could have had a 4-man setup, like, right here. So, like, Beans shouldn't be going for the hill. Beans should just go up the escalator at this point. 14 seconds left. I know he's close to the hill thinking, yeah, whatever, I could break it because LA Thieves has to run out. This could be hindsight. But it looked like they, dude, I'm not even live and I'm looking at subscriptions. That's weird. That's actually cool. Shout out to you, Davis. But yeah, they could, bro. I want to know what the comms were because if I'm Insight, I'm like, guys, we're playing for P4. Let them have the 14. Like, we're going to take the chance. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sometimes you just have to make play calls, and if they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. There's nothing worse than, like, making, like, a so-and-so call. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, either commit or you don't commit. You have to just, like, do something as a team. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I'm thinking, like, Joe just stay there holding the stairs. Beans come up the escalator. Now all of a sudden they have a 4-man up here. And LA Thieves, doesn't even matter. They could be sitting on the hill for 14 seconds. We're like, oh, fuck, there's no pressure. Okay, that means all of them are playing for P4. There's nothing LA Thieves could do except try to run out and stop them. It doesn't matter if they know what they're doing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if they know your cards. They have to make it all the way down here. They have to get past 4 guys to get to this. Like, if you want to have some faith in yourself, I heard Kleenex in their documentary say, like, hey, like, we expect to be a team, like, on Championship Sunday competing for championships, top 3 at least get one. Like they expect to be competing against teams like this, which means you should have like the confidence in yourself to like be like, we're gonna let them have the 14. They know what we're doing. They have to cross to us. We're gonna fuck them up, you know. But like instead, he half goes. Beans fucking dies. I don't know why he's not just going up the escalator. I don't know why. But then Joe dies, and then Insight overcommits here, and now Insight's like kind of trapped. And now all of a sudden, so exactly like I said before, like on P4, if you're on P4, like you could actually give the guy the spawn. But now it's only 2 of them, and now the other 2 are fucking far now. The other 2 are fucking across the map. Like 6 and 7 are now across the map, and they left 2 guys. Like this could have been a 4v2 essentially. This could have been a 4v2, you know? Like Beans actually gets a kill, so maybe it would have been like a fucking 4v3, whatever. A 4v3, you win this. If you have Joe up here, dude, you win this game. Insight stays back. Don't know why he pushed forward, because he was actually like the catalyst for this. Like Insight was like actually like the catalyst. Like you can actually like see his arrow. Actually, fuck, I guess he wasn't the catalyst, but like, okay, whatever, doesn't even matter. But like, he obviously knew. I don't know why with 10 seconds we're pushing that anyway. Literally doesn't matter. He needs to make I'm actually giving Insight more responsibility than anybody else. I know Kleenex is also basically Kleenex came in before him. Kleenex came in MW 2019. Okay, yeah. Actually, Kleenex was there like in Black Ops 4. He's been playing a long time. But Insight is like what I would say, what most people would say, like the voice on this team, like, you know. But like even in the comms, he doesn't really sound like he's talking all that much. I don't know. But yeah, dude, you got to make the play call here. You just need a 4-man setup. The fact that he overcommitted and died, I will never understand. I will never understand that. I will just never understand. I'll never understand. I really want to hear the comms, man. I wish they would like release like the comms for maps like this for like us to go back and actually like dissect, because like I'm just thinking, what are we doing? And now since like they overcommitted, they died, Bean's able to get one. I'm just thinking this guy had help, bro. If his teammates were there, it's over, bro. It's over. And then another thing, I don't know why Beans hops off this fucking stage. You know the whole team is going to come from this side. Like, you know all of LAT is coming from this side. After you get that kill, why are you flying off of your power position? Bro, team fire with Kleenex. Sit on the heady. You guys are both shooting the same person. You're on the hill too. Like, try to buy some time. Why are we flying off? Why? It's not like you're like 3 seconds away and you're sprinting to just like stop them for like that last 2 seconds before they touch it. It's still 240 fucking whatever. I don't know why we're flying on that, but that is what it is. And then a Hydra, so that Hydra gets Beans, Kleenex gets that guy, and Hydra with the biggest gunfight of the game right there. The biggest gunfight. He loses that, it's over. He wins that. Actually, maybe not necessarily. Even if Kleenex wins that, and then it comes down to 3 and 6, but one's going to get number 6. So, I mean, LAT probably still wins even if Hydra loses that, but it actually does make it easier. And now Ultra's just fucked, and now LAT just keeps him off the hill. I expected more from Insight there to just play call that, to be honest. I'm not trying to, like, single him out, but, like, I expect on a team with people like this, bro, you need him or Kleenex, but I'm expecting it more from Insight because Kleenex is like more of like a reserve guy. I expect Kleenex, somebody make the play call. We're sitting at P4, but instead they lose that game, and then Scrap and Ghosty game chat. Joe, you dropped 61 for the loss because they're adding in like elimination as well. Like you have to take that into account. But yeah, look, he's laughing too. So funny. But yeah, that was a troll from Ultra. I know they're gonna want that one back because, man, like that was right there at the tip of your fingers. A map that a week ago was your worst map, you could have showed up and beat the #1 team or like actually the number 1-2 team on that map, but the number 1 hardpoint team overall at that map, that would have been a big boost of confidence. Sometimes you need wins like that in a match like this. Even if you don't win the series, you just win this map, it gives you so much confidence. You're like, man, like we beat them on this map, we could beat anyone on this map. Like now all of a sudden, this map's in their map pool, like, you know. But yeah, I don't know, that play call at the end, man. Like they like half committed it, but then they're throwing lives at the other thing, knowing, because I know Ultra knows, if you lose those rotational gunfights, you're gonna spawn in the back, buddy. You're gonna put in the back spawn, and that's where they got put. Expecting more out of them. But yeah, if you enjoyed this red card breakdown, subscribe for more. Join the takeover, become a YouTube member at the top, you know. Right there, 99 cents, $1.99, $4.99, extra content, baby. Tomorrow, the video is going to be FaZe's red card. We're doing another red card. We're going to show how good FaZe is, how they're the number 1 team on that map, and they beat the number 1 team on that map, Miami, who's no longer the number 1 red card team anymore. But yeah, we're going to break that down in one tomorrow. So look forward to seeing you guys there. This is Burrito, bada boom, bada bye. We'll see you next time. Peace.